The world is more connected than it ever has been, but yet we're lonely. And this starts the crisis of meaning. So, why am I saying that we're in this crisis, so to speak? It's a connection crisis. Our connection to the environment and the ancestors has all but been severed. And there's some of us that want to reconnect and mend that wound, so to speak. You're looking for something that's tangible, that connects you to something, like the environment or your ancestors, or our ancestors, or whatever ancestry you have. I'm not saying that you have to have a certain ancestry to follow this path. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying your inherent ancestors, regardless of where you're from. You need to have connection to that. And this isn't a cookie cutter belief system. And it doesn't have an original sin, but your deeds and your life that you build. And it goes back to 76, stanza 76, is what lives on way past you. And there's some that even believe that you pass on whatever bad deeds that you do in this belief system. So that leads to a great awakening. But I always say I don't really think it's an awakening. I think, and what I've been told by my grandmother and some of the old timers, which now I'm starting to be that old timer. I'm still young at heart, but I was told that, we're born pagan and we're taught other beliefs. So that's why people start to search. You start to really question something that's not tangible. And I'm not here bashing any other religion, but we are, and you are, in this space because of our belief system. Or you're here to troll, but I don't really care about that. That stuff doesn't bother me. I even had a nice Christian person say that they hope they're not offending me. That my kind heart could serve so much more purpose. I'm going to leave that in there. Purpose. My kind heart could have a greater purpose in the church. That was a kind thing to say, but I have to disagree. That my kind heart and me building this community serves the purpose that it needs to surface right here. So they say it's people are returning or retreating to paganism. I don't think we're retreating. I think it's just the gods aren't silent anymore. And they're only silent because people just stop practicing. And I know I'll get comments of, well, your religion was destroyed a long time ago. It wasn't destroyed. It's funny because my grandmother would say that they would, go to church and then come home and in the barns still honor the gods. So a lot of them, it was more of a In a modern term, they went along to get along. And I think that's where we have to take that stand now, is that we have to accept that people aren't going to like us. And that's fine. You have to accept that. I saw some of the comments of what everybody's going to promise, what oath they're going to fulfill and push through, and I am thoroughly impressed at some of the responses. And I urge y'all to continue down that road where you're not just promising it to me or anybody else. You're promising it to yourself and your ancestors. So we have somebody in our community that's up to play piano, or they have a show. Y'all have to forgive me. I do read these comments, and I know. But I urge you, if you do have a show, regardless if it's singing or playing a piano, playing an instrument, having an art show, do it. Do it. I'd rather do it and fail, just like this channel. I'd rather do it and fail than to say what could have come of that. And I'll say it again, me having that one person that I've inspired to do something means more to me than 1 million followers. And that's, that is, and I'll tell you, like, this channel is not monetized. But it is what it is, and everything that I buy and do, I fund myself. I will be coming out with merch soon. Me and my wife are going through some designs of an Urban Norseman brand, and it's designed for the modern Norse person. In case we're, I don't want to say Norseman, but Norseman, Norse person. It doesn't matter. We're gonna make but everything will be, something that's hand, crafted, except for the shirts and stuff. That's my deal, and I can't make shirts. Miss Joy, she does. She has the art. I think right up there. Yeah, that Yggdrasil. She hand weaves those, and those are on sale on our website. Some handmade runes and stuff are there. She's working on figurines for the gods for altars and stuff now. But that's really like, that's us trying to help fund, bringing this stuff to you guys. I know I don't want to keep you too long, but I'm trying to fit all my thoughts into one video, which I know I got several more to do, but sometimes you just need to get it all out. So, in short, let me look at my notes, because I wrote notes to make sure. So yeah, you look to return to this path for self-empowerment, and that goes back to what I was just talking about. The shows, the promises that you make, at self-empowerment. You're empowering yourself. And then, your actions and your deeds define your fate. And then how do you form a community? Well, we have one here, and then it's kind of like symbols, or where you're out in a circle and everybody makes an oath or a promise. You don't have to, but you can. But if you do, you're supposed to stick to it, because everybody that stands in that circle with you kind of has that fate with you, because they're saying that they're backing you or whatever. And then the blots are the celebrations that we have, and we make offerings and eat together, break bread, so to speak. So, for the community today, the comments for tonight. Do you think that it's a retreat to paganism? Something that was always there and you just kind of had to realize it? Or is it a reawakening? That's the comments today. And like I said, I read all of them. And I try to respond as fast as I can. That's just ADHD there. I don't like to leave stuff unread. And working on some more ideas. I wanted to touch base on that. Is that, you know, we don't want to live a empty existence. And if you live in the southern area, we are facing this storm that's coming. But is it a storm or is it a cleansing? So, some food for thought. So, today, adventure is over.